Because before the crown, there's always a cross.
Yeah.
Before the promised land, there's always a desert experience. But how do you handle when life gets said no? How do you handle the unexpected of life? And surely, and we are guaranteed that at any given point in life, life being life is going to bring the unexpected things to happen to you. And how do you handle when life had said no? So now understand now, when life had said no, and yet the Bible also says against us. Because it says, having done all, to stand on the evil day.
Yes.
But they said, he who faints in the day of adversity, it means that he is weak, and is weak indeed. So which means even the Bible doesn't allow you to faint. And when you faint in the day of adversity, you know that your faith is weak, and you are weak indeed. Hey.
Yeah.
So, resilience, right?
Yes.
So now I understand.
Oh my God.
I don't know if
this is deeper than we thought.
I don't know if you're understanding. So then understand this dynamic now.
Oh yes, Baba.
So the reason why most of the people then, when life had said no, imagine, some scholars believe that Apostle Paul was struggling with Pfari.
Oh yes.
So being somebody, and so they got to start to 30 heavens and everything, who speak in tongues more than so and it could buffet him.
Oh yes.
Scholars believe.
Oh yes.
But imagine you're praying 3 times. But you cannot pray for yourself. So let me close with this apostle. I'm not going to leave you hanging. Now I've got this thought that I want to finish off. That is on 1 Samuel 29. From 1 Samuel 29, before we go to 1 Samuel 30, 1 Samuel 29, 1 Samuel 29. That the Bible then says the Philistines gathered for a battle at Aphek, while the armies of Israel camped near the spring of Jezreel. The armies of the Philistines were marching forward the hundreds by thousands, and David and his men were marching in the near with the king of Achish. Now we have a story here. David, after killing Goliath, right? I always spell it wrongly. I don't know how I announce it, I pronounce it. But people always laughing at me. I was saying Goliath. So you have to help me there. So after he had killed Goliath, right?
Yes. Let's take it that way.
All right.
Yeah.
And then there were battles. And then he went to battle again. And when he was coming from the battle, kwakamuka madzimai akatanga kuimba rumbo.
That's true.
And David had killed 10,000, Saul had killed 1,000. Imagine you're coming from the peak of your victory.
Yes.
One of the things that you expect is for people to celebrate you. And then the celebration created jealousy.
Hey.
From that moment, you're seeing the unexpected of life happening.
Yes.
That King Saul wants to kill David now. And what does he do? The Bible then says, the man his soul is vexed because, sometimes, but God was training him on how to deal with the unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
So you find that the life of David is a life of the unexpected. So you realize that it's going to be deep now. It's going to be deep now. Can I go a little bit deeper?
Yes.
So you have to understand now. So from that moment, his soul is vexed. But what do you do when somebody that you have fought battles for, somebody that you have helped, somebody that you are fighting? It's like on a company, you're working on a company, and people, you're making profits on that company, you're making money for that company, but the owner of the company becomes jealous
Of you. Starts fighting.
He starts fighting you. It's like you're working in a set, probably you're saving in a church setup, and you're preaching, and you're saving under someone's name, and the father, the visionary, is jealous, but why this you are building the name of the church? Not your own name.
Yeah, you're prophesying to me.
What do you do? When life begin to bring that real life situations. I remember my brother when he was doing working in one of the gyms. The owner of the gym became so jealous of him that people were saying, "No, what is the best? He's doing this and this." Until the owner of the gym was jealousy, and because jealousy removes reasoning, he forgot that all these zvirikuitwa zvese zvimbiri nozodzoswa kwaari. Kusika Bible chinzi inonzi akapuwa the blueprint of the tabernacle, but anozonzi kana chinotsvaga vanhu vanonovaka. After vanhu vanonovaka, Bible haritauri maartisans akavaka, rinonzi and Moses field built the tabernacle, which means the glory is going to be given to the owner of the gym, but he's jealous of the person that is building his empire. So the same scenario that we are seeing now, because David is building the empire of Saul, but Saul is jealous of the person that is protecting his interest. And the guy's soul is very vexed. And now what I want you to understand is, when his soul was vexed, this is what happened. Because he had not been taught on how to deal with the unexpected. Ndopakutangira nyaya yamanje. Because zvadaro ndopatokudonera manje papa.
Jesus Christ.
Because he's anointed, remember. Akadirwa kona umberi pamusoro pake. Abva kuuraya Goliath. Abva kukomanda shiri dzakaita zvese. Abva kunoita kunaka kudenga. But now he cannot face the unexpected dealing with the eternal enemy, which is his mentor. So this is what happens.
Come on.
Resilience.
Resilience, yes.
Resilience yake. Right.
Okay.
Resilience yake. Ndopa yako test kwa now. What does he do? He goes to the temple, not to pray, but to look for the sword.
Jesus.
Not the sword of the spirit. Huh? Are you getting it? Not the sword of the spirit. I don't know, see, Tembury. The moment that life has brought the unexpected, the man has been reduced to the flesh. You're not getting it. Because as long as he operates as a spiritual man, he's got strength. But the enemy is to attack your spirituality so that he becomes a mere man. Because you don't have a spiritual backup. You're not getting it. So understand this, Pastor. Now that you don't have a spiritual backup, this is what happens. The guy has been reduced to carnality, whereby anything that happens when life is bring the unexpected, you stop believing God.
Jesus.
You are reduced to think that it is your reasoning and your intellect that will make you come out from the predicament that you're in. That's why now everything that you're doing is based on how you're planning to get out. And you have removed God in that equation. It's you and the thing that you're dealing with. You're now comparing your problem. You're now comparing your problem. You're now comparing your problem not with God, but you're comparing your problem with yourself. That's why when you're looking at a problem against yourself, you're going to see yourself as a grasshopper. Wonder why they we saw ourselves as grasshopper. They did not compare the giants with their God. Because if they compare the giants with their God, they would say that their God is bigger. That's why we say greater is he that is inside of us than the one that is in the world. So every situation that you're facing, you have to understand the one that is inside of you. So one you have to understand now, Apostle Matsik, as I begin to close. The Bible then begins to say the man was reduced to the flesh. And what does he do? He goes to the temple and he asked, he said, do you have got anything that can protect me in the realms of the flesh, not in the realms of the spirit? Because the moment that life begins you to win into the flesh and operate in the flesh, operate in the flesh is hard.
Jesus.
The weight that you carry on your shoulders is hard.
Too much.
And then the Bible says, akatanga kuzvidhonza. Chikafu chake anokumbira anopinda mutemple, but the people never record that he prayed in the temple. But it actually said, he said, ndine chingwa akanopuwa chingwa chamaprista. Haana kudya chingwa chinova chingwa chisingaori chinova shoko raMwari. Apedza kudaro because life is more than expected in his life. And then the Bible says akatanga kudhonzana neflesh flesh, because kudhonza neflesh kunorema.
My God.
Ndosaka Paul achizotaura achiti, oh wretched man am I, who shall deliver me from this body? Because kana wakuzonetsana nezvinhu zvenyama,
Oh my God.
according
Oh my God.
netsika dzavo
Oh my God.
dzavaiita, vaiti kana munhu akauraya munhu aisungirirwa munhu ofamba naye achifamba naye achimudhonza. So paari kuti who shall deliver me from this flesh, akuti nyama inorwadza. Kana wakatanga kuoperera munyama wafane munhu ari kurarama achidhonza munhu akafa anofamba naye. So he's saying who shall deliver me from this body.
My God, my
So
God,
that
my
was the
God.
situation that was now in David's life.
Oh.
And can I go so you have to understand, Pastor Matsiki, that is we begin to close that
Oh
the
my God.
man now,
Oh my God. Come on now, come on now,
he is
come on now,
now,
come on.
he's been reduced now,
Hey.
only to learn on the arm of the flesh.
My God, my
but
God.
the man has to go to Philistine.
Hey.
Why are you going to Philistine?
To your enemy now.
You're going to enemies. You're going back to the things that you used to do before you knew God. You're
Jesus
going
Christ.
back and saying, I'm going to
Jesus
drink
Christ.
alcohol
Jesus Christ.
again. I'm going to go to the witch doctor. I'm going to go into a sangoma
Oh my
again
God.
because
Oh my God.
life has brought me the unexpected. And the Bible then
Kama
says he had to disguise
Jesus
himself
Christ.
as a madman,
As a madman.
and so that he can get access to the Philistine.
To your enemy.
Yeah, but then the Bible then says,
Oh
and
my
then says
God,
they
my
need to
God.
accommodate me because as long as they think I'm still a Christian, they will not
Jesus.
accommodate me.
Jesus.
So I have to speak bad about Jesus so
Oh.
that they can accommodate
Jesus.
me. And the Bible then says when he arrived in Philistine, they said we are not going to allow you because you know that we know that you're not of us, you are born again. Why is it that you want to refuse your God?
Oh my God.
But the
Oh my
Bible
God.
then
Oh my
says,
God. Oh my God.
because the flesh sometimes is so stubborn, it went, and the Bible never records. It only records that he entered. We don't know how he was allowed, but that is how the flesh does. He was entered, but they said in goes, "Yeah, Goliath,
Yamtere,
but
yes.
that is not the case. The Bible then says he was then trusted. So sorry, I'm disturbing other people. Let me calm down so that I don't disturb them. So you have to understand as I close. I'm just saying as I close.
Keep closing. Keep closing.
You have to bear with me. So, but the Bible then says, listen, what then happens is Pastor, he was then trusted to go into the cave of Abdullam, where it was the school of
Oh yes.
and God says, I'm going to teach you how to do that.
I love the cave of Adonai.
When the unexpected comes, you have to go into a place of prayer. He went into a place of seclusion and said, God, I
Isolation.
may not
In a
know,
place of solitude.
I may not understand what's happening, but help me. And it was in that place that God begins to send him people that were disgruntled, disfigured. But there was also a test. Are you going to speak the language of the unexpected? Are you going to speak the language of defeat? Are you going to speak the language of don't build porches of people that are bitter. Don't build porches of people that have got hatred. So that when they come to you, so that you begin to speak about bitterness and anger. He says, I'm not going to be reduced to speak about anger. I'm not going to be reduced to speak about soul. Soul is a low-level issue. Apostles are not supposed to deal with the issue of food on the table. These are low-level issues. Discussing soul is a low-level issues. Discussing people that have done evil in my life are low-level issues.
Low-level issues.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to transform you to be a great man of David. Fast forward. 1 Samuel 29. The guy has run away and now is joined with the Philistine. And then he says, I'm going to go and support a fellow brother who is not a brother, who is a comrade, because life has brought the unexpected to him. And then he says, I've come to fight.
Oh yes.
Imagine going to a battlefield to wanting to fight, and then the guy says, Jaman, it's so stupid, Philistines to do. But uimuna uya anonzi David mudzingei asapindire panyaya dzedu dzekuru.
Hey.
Chasiyana mfundisi nevanhu vari kudzokera pana Gideon vaya vanodzokera nekuti vari kunzi vanoita vakati tarambidzwa kurwa tichida kurwa nekuti hanza hatizi part
Of what is needed.
of the Philistine.
Jesus.
And he was chased. Number 2, dealing with the unexpected. He He wants to fight, but he wants to fight the battle that does not belong to him.
Jesus.
He wants to fight the battle that God is not commanding him to fight. To be mature is the ability to select fight.
Oof.
The fight that you are
Select
fighting
your battle as well.
is God with you.
Hey.
Is God allowed you to fight that fight?